You guys can't hear me? You guys can't hear me? Hear me now. Good. All right. We are here. I appreciate your patience tonight. My son is playing on two basketball teams, and part of him playing on two basketball teams, he has practices 2 nights a week. And tonight his practice was 30 minutes later. And so I'm literally walking in, warmed up, something to drink, cut all my stuff, and I'm here. So if I look tired, it is because I am. Can y'all hear me? If I look tired, it is because I am tired. But I love you guys. I want you to know that, because if I did not, I would be taking tonight off. But I'm glad to be here. And you know the drill. City, state, if you are from America, or country, if you're not from America, go ahead and drop that in the chat area so we can see it and know where everybody's tuned in from. All right. We're going to not waste a lot of time. We're going to get right into it tonight. We're going to get right into it. So city, state, or country, if you're not from America, thank you so much. I appreciate you all. And thank you for your consideration. McLean, good. Jacksonville, Florida. New Jersey. Burndale, Minnesota. I know it's cold there. Dallas. Thank you so much. LA. Phoenix, Newark, the Bahamas, Baton Rouge, Nashville, Baltimore. Appreciate you, Brother O'Neill. Chicago. Greensboro. Hey, Jasmine. Albany, Texas. Richmond, Atlanta, Greenville, Atlanta again, San Jose, Atlanta, Huntersville, hey B. Colorado, trying not to burn myself. Newport News, all right. Mississippi, Denver, Tennessee, Manhattan, New York, Winston, thank you so much. ATL again. ATL is heavy tonight. Philippines, oh wow, the Philippines, very good. Appreciate all of you, I really do. Connecticut, keep going. New York City, Louisiana, LA again, Detroit, South Carolina. Appreciate you so much. Round Rock, Texas. All right. I don't know where Round Rock is, but I appreciate you for tuning in. Canada, Denver. A lot of people from Denver, Mississippi, and Memphis. Thank you. Marquisha, appreciate you. Denver, Dallas. It's good to be here. Powder Springs, Georgia, Mexico. Thank you so much. I wish I was there. Canada, Creedmoor, Connecticut, the Bahamas. Wish I was there too. Collinsville, Virginia. Thank you so much, hometown. Tampa, Rancho Cucamonga. Appreciate you. All right, we got people a little bit of everywhere. Do me a favor. After you do it, you know the drill. Make sure you like the video. So we should have, let me do the numbers real quick. We should have about 300 likes right now. So I want you to like the video. It doesn't matter what network you're tuning in on. If you're on Instagram, I think you double tap that screen and hit the heart. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, you can hit the like button. And of course, you double tap on TikTok. Do me a favor. After you do that, then share the video. Let's get the number up tonight. I'm going to talk about something, a topic that is thrown out a lot, and in usual fashion, going to try to teach it in a way that's very simple and easy to understand. And so we're going to go from there. Thank you so much, Kelly Whitfield. That means a lot. I appreciate you. And we're going to go from there. So I need you to like the video. I need you to share the video. Everybody do that. Let me just copy something in my notes really quickly. I haven't had a chance to really do anything. I wrote recorded some things earlier because I knew what I was going to discuss, and I'm good. I don't really need to do a lot of notes. but I do like to have some things that guide me. And we'll just let the rest just take care of the rest. Snow Hill, thank you so much. Dallas, Columbia, Columbus, Ohio. Appreciate all of you. Again, y'all, if I look like a fish out of water tonight, it is because I am literally a fish out of water tonight. But I appreciate your patience and allowing me to do what I need to do to take care of my little kiddos. Let's get started. Real quick, before I get started, I want to thank all of my subscribers for your support. Those of you that are subscribed to either Patreon or Instagram. I want to thank all of you that are part of Inspire Nation on Facebook. If you have not joined that Facebook group, do that because really in 2025, I'm going to really be making a concerted effort to funnel a lot of things through those communities. So make sure you join those communities and it will be certainly very helpful to you. As well as subscribe to my YouTube channel. Wow, we've grown. The YouTube channel has grown from about 5,000 subscribers to about 12,000 subscribers in about 45 days. It's been insane. So things are really moving really fast. And that's really good alignment because the wave of the future is, for my work, is going to be in small group settings and obviously in-person settings as well. So I appreciate all of you that have subscribed. And I want to encourage more of you to do so if you have not already. I need somewhere to put my cup. I feel like a fish out of water. I just really got to get it together. All right. So I appreciate you. I've got more announcements later, big announcements, in fact. So I'll save that towards the end. We're already a little behind. Love you too, Sean J. Thank you so much. We're already a little behind. So I want to go ahead and get right into it tonight. And we'll say more announcements for the end. Real quick reminders, support the show. The ways to support the show should be on the screen. Every time I say that, I always shout out our awesome moderators. Thank you, moderators, for monitoring the room. That said, make sure as you comment tonight, you should have a journal in front of you. You should also have your keyboard in front of you. As you comment tonight, please be mindful of the other people that are commenting in the chat area. And let's keep our chat area as respectful as possible. The disrespect on social media is at an all-time high. And I'm just amazed at how people who don't even know you can be so ignorant concerning you and just how it's just wild. So let's just keep our community what it is, and that is on the Eagle level. If you happen to see a comment that is out of pocket, you might start to see some eagles fly on the screen. Don't be alarmed. There's nothing wrong. It just simply means that we fly high above birds. And so if you happen to see an ignorant comment, just drop an eagle there. And it only takes a few, and our moderators see it, and they shoot them out the chat like somebody shoots a plane out the air. And so let's keep the chat area as peaceful and as respectful as possible. Grab your journal. And I want you to type in the chat area tonight's topic, understanding your inner child. Let's get into it. Understanding your inner child. Understanding your inner child. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. And y'all just give me a couple of minutes. I'll warm up. My energetic self will get here. I feel like I'm a little flat right now. It will get here as soon as I can just kind of settle. I didn't really have time to settle before tonight. So, but let's talk about that. Understanding your inner child. And I want to talk about this because this inner child conversation, much like narcissist, gaslight, manipulator, whatever, trauma bond, whatever, common thing that people, throw out there that they like to talk a lot about, but really don't really fully understand, is also one of those misunderstood and very overcomplicated things. And so I'm going to teach this tonight in a very simple way. I hope you've got some blank paper. You may have seen me get up and grab some paper. You're going to need that because I'm going to give you some points and help to just kind of make this very plain for you as best as I possibly can. But I want to talk about this whole idea of the inner child. And I want to explain this going all the way back to the beginning. Let me get my backdrop lights on. You all may not be able to see them on the stream, but I have to have them on. There they are. I'm going to explain this in a way that is very clear and hopefully easy to understand. Hey, Genesis. hopefully easy to understand. And yes, I plan to save this tonight, but I need you to support the show. That's a good place to start. That might get me worked up. One of my favorite clients and I were talking yesterday, and she said, Doc, I want to say to you, I commend you for asking people to support the show, because we absolutely live in times where people take advantage of free. And I'm not pressed on money. If you do the work and you have the gift, then the gift will make room and opportunity for you. But I am also aware of the fact that people do not like to invest in themselves. And it's so important that you invest in yourself. And I'm going to have a lot of opportunities for you to do that in 2025. But it was really heartwarming for her to say, yeah, Doc, I don't blame you. People need to invest into this, because what you're going to see tonight, this next hour and a half, you're going to probably get more in an hour and a half than many of you get in months of counseling and therapy. So it's going to be very powerful. And I certainly hope you will support the show so that I can leave this up tonight. All right. So let's talk about this. I want to give you a definition of inner child. Let's start there. And I'm going to give you a definition that I hope is simple enough for you to understand. And we're going to take this definition and we're going to really digest it. All right. So let's start with the definition of inner child. And all of you that are the smart people in the class, if you've heard this stuff before, I want you to be very graceful for the people that don't know what it means, that see it like many other people on social media and really want a clear understanding. All right. So let me give you my definition of inner child. You know, I do custom definitions here. We don't believe in the dictionary. We give you custom definitions because we say it in a way that it makes sense to you. Here's my definition of inner child. Record this. The part of you that possesses healthy or limiting beliefs regarding childhood challenges. I'm going to give it to you again. Inner child. My definition of inner child, it is the part of you that possesses healthy or limiting beliefs regarding childhood challenges. Inner child. Oh, by the way, if I say something that makes sense, type church in the comments with a whole bunch of R's and drop the salad icon as well in support. Inner child. It is the part of you that possesses healthy or limiting beliefs regarding childhood challenges. Inner child. Again, the part of you. Record it in your journal. Write it in the chat area. I know my moderators are on this. It is the part of you that possesses healthy or limiting beliefs regarding childhood challenges. I'm going to take this definition, and for the first 30 minutes, 25 minutes, I'm going to dissect this in layman's terms, and it's going to be powerful. Okay. Again, it is the part of you that possesses healthy or limiting beliefs regarding childhood challenges. That's the inner child. We're going to take that. Let's start there and let's funnel this down. All right. You've got something to write with. You've got your journal. No specific diagram tonight, but I'm just going to give you some major points that I want you to record. So let's deal with this and let's break this down. And again, y'all, I'm just right out the box, but we're going to get there. So let's deal with the definition. Let's break it down. Let's first start with the phrase, I'm running out of space. Y'all, I didn't tell y'all my old laptop officially died yesterday. I was so hurt. Let's start with the phrase, the part of you. Let's start with this. And I like to teach this. I've received a lot of feedback. Doc, I like the way you write and then show because I'm a visual learner. So I hope this is helpful tonight. Let's start with the phrase, the part of you. What does that entail? Well, the part of you entails two things. Number one, write this down. It entails the little you, and it entails the big you. It's going to make so much sense tonight. The little you and the big you. Okay, so when we're talking about the inner child definition, I'm going to be referring back to that definition back and forth until we get it. When I say the part of you, I'm talking about the little you, which is what we refer to as the kid inside. The kid inside of you, the little you, and the big you, which is you present day. Okay? The little you, the kid inside, I'll explain that, and the big you, which is you present day. Okay? The little you, which is the kid inside, the big you present day. Why is that important? Because all of us has a child inside of us that represents us as a child. And all of us as adults are living as the present day or big version of us. Why is this important? Because this sounds weird to people who have never been in counseling, therapy, coaching, whatever. Doc, what do you mean I got a little person in me? Let me make it even more plain. The little person in you is the reflection of your childhood experiences. Record that. The little you is the reflection of your childhood experiences. So when somebody says my inner child, they're talking about the little them that reflects their childhood experiences. Y'all writing this down? I don't see a lot of comments. So I'm assuming y'all are writing. Right? I'm assuming so. If you are, just type in a church, a salad, something. Support the show. Y'all there? There's a lot of people in the room between all the networks. The little you is the little person that is the reflection of your childhood experiences. All right. Yep, we writing. I got y'all. Okay. So Doc ain't gonna harass you. Just making sure you're there. It is the reflection of your childhood experiences. Why is that important? Why is that important? Because our childhood experiences are things that we take with us, whether we consciously recognize it or we subconsciously carry it. Your childhood experiences are the things you carry with you, whether you consciously realize it or subconsciously realize it. So you could be 45 years old, but 45 years old and a man, there's a little boy inside of you that carries the childhood experiences that you had as a little boy through your life up to your present day as a 45-year-old man. If you're a 45-year-old woman, there is a little girl inside of you that carries the childhood experiences up to this present day as a 45-year-old woman. You carry the experiences of childhood with you. Why is that important? I want you to record this. My clients have heard this ad nauseum. Again, this is like a real live session for many people. You're going to get a lot tonight. My clients have heard this. Between the ages of 2 to 3-ish, between 8 and 9-ish is when our brains are the softest. This is important. Our brains are the softest, and this is when we can absorb the most information, which is why the experiences you experience between the ages of 2 to 3 versus 8 to 9 in that range are critical, because it is those experiences that help to establish firmly a number of things, like your personality, like your attachment style. We talked about that. Attachment styles are birthed out of caregiver relationships. And so those relationships you have from the age of 2 to 3-ish to 8 to 9-ish are critical, because those relationships are happening as your brain is the softest and is able to absorb the most, which is why if you're going to teach a child a foreign language, believe it or not, the best time to teach them is not when they're 20. It's to teach them when they're 2, 3, 4, 5. Does that make sense? So if we can absorb a new language or learn a new skill faster as a kid, we also can equally absorb things that happen around us much quicker during that age frame. So when we talk about the part of you, I'm going back and forth to the definition, the part of you that possesses healthy or limiting beliefs regarding childhood challenges. The part of you is referring to the little you, the child in you that has all of these experiences, and the big you, which is the present day you at this time. All right? Y'all with me? Hey, Ebony. All right, let's go further. Let's go further. The definition one more time for those of you that are tuning in. Definition, my definition of inner child. It is the part of you that possesses healthy or limiting beliefs regarding childhood challenges. Inner child, the part of you that possesses healthy or limiting beliefs regarding childhood challenges. Now, I see a comment on TikTok, and I want to address this because I think this is good. Some of you are saying, I don't remember what happened during the age of 6. I don't remember what happened at 5, 7. That's fine. You don't necessarily have to remember those things, but understand that when we have experiences, our brains absorb them. And sometimes the manifestation of those experiences appear in a lot of different ways, from your behavior to how you engage with others to how you raise your own kids. And a lot of times you have no explanation of those things until maybe another family member, a parent, somebody says, yeah, when you were younger, this happens. And then you're able to connect present behaviors to past experiences. So it doesn't even matter if you don't remember all of those experiences. I know people who act just like their mama and they never met them. Oh my God. I know people who act just like their daddy and they never met him. Oh my God. I know people who act just like the people who raised them and they never met them a day in their lives. So it ain't about what you remember. It's everything about what your brain has absorbed. And that's why we have to be honest and recognize that there is a little us that lives, whether we acknowledge how their behavior was formed or not. Okay? Let's go to the second part of the definition. This making sense? Second part of the definition, healthy or limiting beliefs. This is going to be fun. Healthy or limiting beliefs. When we talk about beliefs, let's just deal with this. Before we get into the healthy and limiting parts, let me give you my definition of a belief. A belief is a thought that you think over and over again. I want you to record this. You're going to be the smartest person at the water cooler tomorrow. A belief is a thought that you think over and over and over again. That's all a belief is. A belief is a thought that we think over and over and over again. Why is this important? Well, if a thought or belief is a thought that we think over and over and over again, then those beliefs will either be healthy or they will be unhealthy, i.e., limiting. Those thoughts will either be healthy or they will be unhealthy or limiting. Belief is a thought that we think over and over and over again. So how do we get from belief or thought to belief? It's simple. This is why it's critically important that you monitor your thoughts on a regular basis. If you do not monitor your thoughts on a regular basis, your thoughts will take a life of its own. And those thoughts, when thought consistently, will form into beliefs that influence things like behavior. I'm going to talk about that later, or in just a second. But our beliefs are thoughts that we think over and over and over again. And I don't care what it is. You tell me anything that you believe, anything that you believe, anything that you believe in, and you have a set standard of thoughts that are associated with those things that you have thought over and over and over and over again. Is this making sense? So I want you to really, I don't want to say the word minimize. I want you to really make plain the definition of the word belief, because when you make plain of the word believe, then you recognize how simple it is to change your beliefs. Listen to me, y'all. Listen to me. I need you to support. When you make simple the definition of the word belief, you understand how simple it is to change a belief. Because let's see who's listening. The easiest way to change a belief is to change what? Change your what? What is it? Put it in the chat. If you don't like things you believe, what must you change? Thoughts. That simple. Doc, I don't believe I'm enough. change your thoughts. I'm going to tell you what we do. You ready? When you don't feel like you're enough, you think the way to change that belief is to take a selfie. It ain't going to work. It's not going to work. You think in order to change a belief about being worthy or being accepted, is to go out and meet new friends. It's not going to work. You can actually fire all of your friends and get a whole new circle of people. But if you don't change your thoughts, you're going to be in a new environment with the same mindset. Oh my God. You change beliefs by changing your thoughts. It's that simple. And you can't do it just once. If you have a belief, it is a thought that you think what? Over and over and over again. So in order to change the belief, you've got to create new thoughts, and you got to do what? Think them over and over and over and over again. Am I making this plain enough? Because it's about to get a little murky. So show me a person that's got bad beliefs, and I'll show you somebody who automatically has a bad thought process, who has bad thought patterns, who has consistently bad ways of thinking. And this is why you can't talk to a person with a bad belief system and tell them, just be better, just do better, get out of that, stop doing that. It ain't going to work. They have to change their thoughts. If not, and they have to do it consistently. If not, they will continue to believe the way they believe. Now watch this. Let's go further. Those beliefs are either going to be healthy. Oh, let me explain that real quick. So we define beliefs. I'm going too fast. We defined the beliefs. Now, those beliefs are either going to be healthy. We know what healthy is. Or they're going to be limiting. What's a limiting belief? Well, if a belief is a thought that we think over and over again, then a limiting belief is a thought that is not only one we think over and over again, but it is one that does not serve us. Record this. A limiting belief is a thought that does not serve us. A limiting belief is a thought that does not serve us. It limits us. Think the word. It limits us. Limits what? Limits our potential, limits our abilities, limits our relationships, limits our connections, limits our ability to function to our maximum capacity, etc., etc., etc. Holds us back. I like that, Rebecca. It is a thought or a belief that keeps us from maximizing our potential. So when we think about the definition, go back to the definition of inner child that I gave you, the part of you that possesses healthy or limiting beliefs. The part of you, the little child or the big child, the little child is the part of you, the little child that possesses healthy or limiting beliefs. Let's keep going. Regarding childhood challenges. Let's talk about childhood challenges. This is where it's going to get fun. Y'all with me? Is this making sense? I'm trying to go as slow as I can. This making sense? Good. I like stagnancy. Good. I'm good with that. All right. This making sense? Let's go further. Let's talk about childhood challenges. Most people would take this inner child definition, and I'm going to show you how my work is different. For those of you, by the way, I got a handful of slots left open for new clients, a handful of package slots. This is going to give you a look into how I kind of do this. Look, most people would take my inner child definition and they would replace the word challenge with trauma. Let me tell you why I'm not using the word trauma. And I'm going to talk about trauma in a little bit. I think I talk about it later on. Did I have that in my notes? I believe I did. We're going to talk about trauma in just a second. But the reason why I don't have the word trauma in my definition is because the word challenge implies the potential for a created outcome. When we think about inner child and the definition of inner child that I've given you, the part of you that possesses healthy or limiting beliefs regarding childhood challenges, that means when it comes to childhood challenges, you have a choice. This is where I'm about to go off. I need everybody to put in the comment area and in your notebook. When it comes to my challenges, I have a choice. Oh boy, I'm about to annoy some of you. Here we go. Oh my God. When it comes to my childhood challenges, I have a choice. Wait a minute, Doc, that doesn't make sense. If I could, had a choice, then I would have stopped with my mom and dad. I didn't have a choice. When it comes to your childhood challenges, you have a choice. You have a choice. And I'm going to talk about how you can heal him or her inside of you in just a second. But I want to really break down this definition. You have a choice. And this is for all of you people who think your challenges as a child has ruined you for life. When you put the word trauma in there, it changes the whole definition. And I'm going to explain it. Because some of y'all are using the word trauma because you like the word trauma when you ought to be using the word challenge. And if you use the word challenge, you'll realize that with trauma, you ain't got no choice. With challenge, you do. I know. I'm looking at the comments, just waiting on somebody to come up with a way to, Doc, but what about this? I'm waiting because this is what y'all do. Just look at the comments on my video. Y'all gonna find a way to stay in your trauma. And I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you stay in your trauma if you want to stay in there. Somebody got to live in there. Stay in there. But I did not put the word trauma in my definition of inner child because the word challenge implies that there's a potential for created outcome. Let me make this even more plain. That outcome, like your behavior, can either be positive or negative. That outcome can either be positive or negative. And this ain't hard to understand. The outcomes, as it relates to the challenges that we've had in our childhood, how they impact us as adults can either be positive or negative. We do know how behavior is formed, don't we? Do we understand how behavior is formed? Let me give you a rundown of how behavior is formed. Go back to your big sheet of paper. Go back to your big sheet of paper. I just put a line to separate it. And let's talk about how behavior is formed. Let's talk about how behavior is formed. Well, when we think about behaviors are the manifestation of our feelings / emotions. I want y'all to stay with me because I'm about to blow you away. Behaviors are the manifestation of our feelings and emotions. Don't look at my nails. I've been going through something. I got one more week and then I'm shutting it down. Behavior is the manifestation of our feelings and emotions. You ready? Watch this. Your feelings and emotions are the manifestation of your what? Thoughts. Your feelings and emotions are a manifestation of your thoughts, which means, y'all, how you act is connected to how you think. How you act, because y'all are on TikTok, is connected to how you think. This is why it's best for you to get a piece of paper out and do this with me. How you act is connected to how you think. Isn't that interesting? It should be, because a limited belief or a belief is a thought that we think over and over again. And a behavior is ultimately a manifestation of our thoughts. So then, how you believe is going to determine how you act. Oh my God. How you believe is going to determine how you act. Which is why, show me someone acting a fool today, and I can automatically tell you how they believe. For all you Christians, if it helps you, you know I got clients from all across the religious spectrum. I love it. I've been called to heal the world, not just who you like. But for all you Christians, let me give you some reference. As a man or woman thinketh in their heart, so is he or she. Thinketh, so is he. Why is this important? Because some of these challenges that we're calling problems with our inner child ain't got nothing to do with the inner child in us screaming. It's got everything to do with us as adults with bad thoughts. Fix your thoughts, and guess what? You can almost always heal the little you. And some of y'all been crying about your little inner child for years, but you still think the same way. What you think gonna change? Ain't nothing gonna change. You fix your thoughts, you fix a whole lot. Some of you should have the 5 Areas of Healing book by now. Notice that first chapter on mental healing is the longest one, because if you don't get that right, you ain't gonna get the rest right. Your life is messed up today, not because you're a bad person and not because you don't have the potential to live your best life. It's messed up because you keep ruminating in the same thoughts about what happened as a child. And if you're going to change your belief system about what your childhood did, you got to change your thought system so you can change your behavior and ultimately change what you believe. Now, many of you like the word trauma. Is this making sense, y'all? Is it making sense? Y'all supporting the show? I hope y'all supporting. Many of you like the word trauma. So let's spend a second just kind of talking about this. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about this. I'm not. But I want to spend a second talking about this because I really need to beat something down about the word trauma. And I like that because somebody said on TikTok, this is funny because I'm trying to listen while someone is in their feelings. Let's talk about the word trauma real quick. And I want to further prove why I didn't use the word trauma, but I used the word challenge. And I need y'all to stay with me. Y'all like the video, share the video. We're up to, on all networks, right around 600 people. Let's get this up to 1,000 tonight. Let me talk about the word trauma. I want to give you my definition of trauma. Some of y'all ain't gonna like it. Okay? Some of y'all not gonna like this. Let me give you my definition of trauma. I want you to record it. Trauma, the way I define it, is a challenging event that leaves a lingering and negative mental and emotional impression. That's a mouthful, but let me give it to you. Trauma, my definition, these are custom. My definition of trauma is that it is a challenging event that leaves a lingering and negative mental and emotional impression. Don't go too far. I don't want to hear nothing about no PTSD, CPT. Stop. Doc's not being, but just stop. Listen to me. Don't y'all do it.
Oh my God.
Okay, just hold on. Trauma is a challenging event that leaves a lingering and negative mental and emotional impression. Okay, I did not add financial. I did not add physical. I did not add spiritual. I said mental and emotional. See, that's the problem. Because your body does what your mind and your feelings tell it to do. What did I just give y'all? Y'all failed the test that fast. Well, Doc, trauma is physical. No, it ain't. When trauma becomes physical, you're dealing in the manifestation of it because your thoughts and your feelings are out of control. So for all of you that are wearing your trauma, guess what you just made? Y'all gonna hate this page right here. Guess what you just made? For all of you that wear your trauma, you just made something. I mean, y'all proved my point in seconds. I couldn't even finish getting through the point. Doc, my trauma's physical, Doc. PTSD. That stuff is all secondary. It starts with your thoughts and your feelings. And you can talk in your feelings. I got the data to prove it. I have clients who came to me with PTSD, CPTSD, the ABCDEFG on medication, and now they ain't on it. You know why? Because we worked on their thoughts so we could transform their feelings, and it shifted their behavior. And this for all of you that make the choice to live in your trauma. That's why I don't like the word trauma, because you wear trauma almost like you wear a jacket, like you got it on your back. Trauma does not have to work like that. And if it does, see, I know, because this, let me tell you why this isn't a popular way to teach this. Because when you teach it this way, you on your way out of therapy and counseling. When you teach it this way, you on your way to healing, and you ain't gonna need me. And when you don't need me, it's no longer benefit to people like me who need your money. See, this is why pharmaceutical companies, drug companies, it's a big old thing. I'm not saying everybody that is on medication does not need it, but let me tell you something. A whole lot of people that's on it, we are overly medicated as not only a world, but especially here in the West, we are overly medicated. Instead of taking the time to explain this to you, we just give you a prescription. Oh, y'all don't like this. I know you don't like it. That's fine. And you let them do it to your kids too. You let them do it to your kid. And this is exactly why my work in a few years is headed to as many elementary schools that I can get into. Because if you can teach a 5 or 6 year old that how they acting is a reflection of how they thinking and make it make sense, you change a generation. Y'all got to stop, man. And I know it sounds like Doc is fussing at you and coming down on you. He's not. Doc is just trying to undo some of this wiring that y'all have as it relates to stuff like trauma. Stop it. Stop. Now, there's going to be one. I'm just waiting on the comment I mean, this sounds good, but this ain't it. There's always one. But I'm telling you, y'all wearing the word trauma out. You know why? Because you're making this. That's all you're doing. You love a choice and you're making the wrong one. Okay? So, when we think about trauma, I got 2 more minutes to talk about trauma and I got to keep going. When we think about trauma, this is important. Trauma is both, look at my definition. I said that trauma is a challenging event that leaves a lingering and negative mental and emotional impression. Trauma is both an event and the impression. This is going to be so good. Trauma is both the event and the impression. It is the thing that happened and it's the response. So when somebody says, I've experienced trauma, they're not only referring to how they feel, they're actually also referring to the thing that happened to them. Okay? Right? So if you were molested, you can call the event of molestation the trauma, but also the feelings and the emotions associated with them, trauma. Trauma is both the event and the impression, or how it made you feel, how it made you think. Does that make sense? Let me tell you how challenges are different. Challenges are only the event. I don't know if the light bulb is going off. I don't know if the light bulb is going off. Challenges, which is what I have in my definition for inner child, challenges are only the event. See, look at you. Some of you are saying, wow, is this making sense? So for all of you that explain your inner child with trauma, you're explaining the event and the choice with all of the emotions that you have chosen to feel about that event. That's why you're bound. That's why your inner child has you in a chokehold, because you chose the event and you chose all of the emotions that came with it. Not me. When we deal with the inner child, it has to be perceived as a challenge, because when it is, it ain't the emotion. It ain't the impression. It's only the event. When you embrace the event, you get to look at the event and say, what does this mean to me? So when you get to the water cooler tomorrow and everybody's throwing out the word inner child and talking about how they're so wounded because of their inner child, tell them they just operating in trauma. That's not even, it ain't your inner child. You made a choice, sweetheart. Buttercup. Is this making sense? Y'all better support the show. I'm definitely taking this down. I keep telling y'all. I tell y'all this every single week. This, you get more in 90 minutes here than many of you get in 2 years. And it's just plain. Look, you have to make better choices, folks. And that's the difference. I want to give you this last thing, and then I'm going to walk you through a couple of ways you can heal it. I'm going to spend the rest of the time talking about how you can heal your inner child. Let me give you one more thing. Our responses or behavior reflect the impression of each challenge. Record that. Our responses or behavior reflect the impression of each challenge we experience. Our responses or behavior reflect the impression of every challenge we experience, which means you've got to be mindful of how you respond to your awareness of the challenges that you've experienced in your young life and the choices you make as it relates to how you're going to move forward. I did not say pay attention to your reactions. Reactions don't work anyway. I write about this in the book. Because a lot of people aren't healed because they're spending more time reacting than responding. What's a response? A response is when your thoughts lead your emotions. A reaction is when your emotions lead your thoughts. Listen to what I said. You've never heard reaction and response explained that simply. A reaction is when your emotions lead your thoughts. A response is when your thoughts lead your actions. And that response can be positive, it can be negative, but at least it's thought out. It's in the book. Y'all better get it. The pre-orders, I think I got like 20 left. And then they won't start shipping out until January again. A reaction is when your emotions lead your thoughts, and a response is when your thoughts lead your emotions, which means you might be ready to curse somebody out. But if you think it through first, oh my God. Yeah, you might be ready to curse somebody out. But if you think it through first, it's going to be more of a response than it is a reaction. And many of you are not healing. Links in my bio. It's my book. It's my fourth one, The 5 Areas of Healing. It's the principles of my work, The 5 Areas of Healing. It's on my website. Many of you are not healing because you're just leading your life in reactions. That's all you're doing. Everything you do is a reaction. You don't believe it? Read social media. And all of these idiotic comments that folk be making, not under just my posts, but under posts across social media. Why? Because they don't take the time to think. They just respond to stuff and say stuff, and it just be off the wall and just crazy. Bunch of reactions and not enough responses. Okay? A response is when our thoughts lead our emotions. A reaction is when our emotions lead our thoughts. Which means you don't have to like my response, but if my thoughts lead my behavior, I'm giving you a response. If my emotions lead my behavior, I'm giving you a reaction. Is this simple enough? Does this make sense? Okay, keep sharing, y'all. We're up to almost 700. Let's get up to 1,000. We can get there on all networks, by the way. We're on 4 networks. Now, let me give you, oh God, I got to do this fast. Let me give you 4 ways you can heal your inner child. Did I explain what the inner child is enough? Again, it's the part of you that possesses healthy or limiting beliefs regarding childhood challenges. Did I give that to y'all enough? Support the show. I need you all to support. I need about 10 of you to support before I give you these 4 things. I'm going to give you 4 ways you can heal your inner child. Y'all, I'm starting to get my strength back. I've been ripping and running today. Ran right into the broadcast. I didn't even have time to breathe. Let me give you 4 ways you can heal it. And they're going to be so powerful. I can't wait to get to the last one. I'm going to just, we may go over a little bit tonight. Thank you so much for your support, Black Butterfly. We may go over a little bit tonight, but I got to give you these. These are big. All right. Y'all, I just feel like a fish out of water. I didn't really have time to set my stuff. I just came and just cut everything on. So if I look a little off, it's because I am somewhat. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate you. I really do. I appreciate that very much. Thank you for your kind words. I like that. Star said this came to me immediately during meditation, and I immediately started applying it. I love that. I love that. Meditation is powerful. Some of my greatest life-changing thoughts have come during meditation, and I love that. Good. I appreciate you all so much. All right. Let me give you 4 ways to heal him or her. I want you to just call this 4 ways to heal him or her. Him, your man, the little boy in you. Her, your woman, the little girl in you. I'm going to give you 4 ways to heal him or her. Number 1. It's going to be so good. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I'm excited. Number 1. We can't understand the inner child until we understand our beliefs. Number 1, we have to fully understand the origin of our beliefs. You have to fully understand the origin of your beliefs. I want to say this really plainly and take it further. Healing your inner child is about healing your beliefs about a thing that you've experienced. You have to heal your beliefs about a thing that you have experienced as a child. And the way you do it is by healing your thoughts around it. Y'all remember that whole thing that I got out right now? New Year Healed You? I would highly recommend that y'all get one of those seats. It's capped at 90. I'm not doing more than 90 seats because I got to keep it somewhat intimate. Let me tell you why. Because the first thing that I'm going to teach is reframing. And the easiest way to heal your thoughts and in turn heal your beliefs is to learn how to reframe them. And people, yes, it's all virtual. It's all virtual. It's 3 days, 3 60-minute sessions, the 8th, 9th, and 10th, I believe it is. Get your seat. I'm telling you, this 3 days is going to set your 2025 in motion. Let me tell you why. Because people don't know how to reframe their thoughts. They don't. So they keep thinking the same thoughts over and over again. And people don't even believe they have the power to reframe them. Now, this is going to be a challenging task because on average, we think about 80,000 thoughts a day. If you think on average about 80,000 thoughts a day, and that's because your ego, which is the part of your brain that's trapped in the past and worried about the future, is always in overtime, then you've got to work intentionally to slow that down, which means one easy way to do it is to learn how to tap into the present. And this is why when people say new year, heal me, or new year, new me, whatever, the better thing to say in order to have a good productive year is just to take inventory in your life and reduce the fat so you can be focused in the present. An easy way to get control over your beliefs, i.e. your thoughts, is to focus on what you're doing one thing at a time. To focus on the things that are important and get to everything else when you can. To learn how to set better priorities. I'm giving y'all clear strategies, y'all. I hope y'all writing it down on your big paper. Better priorities. I got a big one. You know what will also help you regain control of your thoughts if you just really use it? It's the most powerful 2-letter word in the world. The link's on my bio. I need everybody who struggles with that word to put it in the comments. Because in 2025, especially if you take that course that I'm doing on the 8th, 9th, and 10th of January, by the time I finish with you, you're gonna be a master at this word. Oh, I could have got a PhD in this word. I'm good at it. No, nada, Nathan. Nope. I'm great at it. This word right here will shift your thoughts and your beliefs almost faster than any other word that exists. Because I told y'all this and I gave this to you before. This word is a complete sentence and a boundary. Record it. Hurry. That was salad worthy. And for you return viewers, you've heard it before. This word right here is a complete sentence and a boundary. It does it all. It informs and it stops. It makes you aware and it shuts you down. It tells you what I think and it tells you what you ain't gonna do. Master this word. This is the easy way to get your thoughts back. Some of you have raggedy thoughts because you don't use this word. Especially you people pleasers. Especially you folks that don't like to make other people uncomfortable. Let me tell you something. If you're going to be everything you need to be in the next year, in the years to come, especially healed, you better get comfortable with this word. You better get comfortable with this word, and you better get comfortable with this word fast. Because when you start using this word, you begin to heal your thoughts, and you can then turn your beliefs all the way around. The word no is powerful, y'all. Does that make sense? That was an easy one because we talked about beliefs, all of that, how we made it connect. I gave you guys the connection here between behavior, feelings, emotions, and thoughts. I gave you that. Let's get into the nitty gritty. This is about to be bad. Let me give you a second way to heal the inner child, the little child in you. This is going to be big. Y'all supporting the show? Moderators, are they supporting? I don't believe they are. Moderators, they are not supporting. Y'all support the show. I'm not going to leave it up if you don't. Y'all going to stop freeloading. Stop. You're going to invest in your own rescue. Doc ain't tripping off the money. Not at all. You're going to invest in your own rescue. You're going to have to do it. Y'all grab one of those seats too for that 3 days in January. It's going to be powerful. Number 2, you ready? How do we heal him or her? Watch this. You cannot heal an inner child you don't give attention to. You cannot heal an inner child you don't give attention to. This is going to be so bad. You cannot heal an inner child you don't give attention to. You ready? This is going to be so simple, but so profound. You ready? Some of y'all talking about healing your inner child, but you keep ignoring why the big you thinks and moves the way they do. And when you ignore your big boy, big girl behavior, it creates an even worse you. Doc, that's still complicated. I still don't get it. Can you just make this even more simple? Yeah, let me make it more simple. There's a whole lot of people that's got inner child problems, but that's because they got big child problems, but they don't think nothing wrong with them. And when you got big child problems and you don't think nothing wrong with you, you're not going to heal the little child in you. Y'all, let me just say this plainly. I am always so shocked. I'm always so shocked of you. Bring it to me. I'm always so shocked at how so many people come to me with the lack of the ability to see how their grown behavior is so toxic, so poisonous. They can't even see that. You can't solve inner child problems if you can't recognize grown folk issues. And you know what this goes back to? My favorite word. Self-awareness. I'll give you an example of a big child problem. Yes, son, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll give you an example of a big child problem. I mean, we can talk about this all night. You as a big child, a big adult, got a bad attitude. But you as a big child, as an adult, don't think you have a bad attitude. Because you've lived your life and nobody has ever challenged you on your attitude. So you walk around as if your attitude is just fine. And we can't even get you to a place where we can help you determine how your attitude as an adult might have been influenced by experiences that you had as a child when you walk around and think ain't nothing wrong with you. Oh my God. And some of y'all are literally walking around thinking ain't nothing wrong with you. And then you wonder why your relationships fall apart. Oh my God. You wonder why you can't keep a man. Oh my God. You wonder why you can't keep a woman. Oh my God. You wonder why all your friendships fall apart. Oh my God. No self-awareness. What's self-awareness? It's honesty. Record this. If you got the book, you know it. If you're a client, you definitely know it. Self-awareness is honesty about who you are, where you are, and what you're doing at any given time. Self-awareness is honesty about who you are, where you are, and what you're doing at any given time. And when you don't have self-awareness, you will literally walk around acting as if everything is fine when it really isn't. I've called this the stinky feet syndrome. If you've ever been around someone whose feet stink, it's always odd that they can't smell it and everybody else can. And this is how many of you look as adults. We can't heal your inner child because you won't be honest about your behavior as an adult. I had to get on a client. I'm going to be sharing this story soon. But I had to get on a client, a great client of mine. She's going to allow me to share a story. I say, sweetheart, dating is the last thing you need to do. Why, Doc? I mean, I'm a lover girl, Doc. Why can't I date? Well, I tell you why. The reason why you can't date is because you've been in 6 relationships in the last 2 years. You've been in 6 relationships in the last 2 years. They all ended the same. And you think, though you are unhealed, that the 7th one is going to be different. Stop. And that's why many of you can't heal your inner child, because you haven't been honest with yourself about you, and you ain't been connected to nobody who will either. I'm a pro at telling the truth. I get paid to tell the truth. So many of us aren't just aware enough to be able to heal our inner child. We ain't honest enough to heal our inner child. So here's a goal for you for 2025. And we're going to talk about this in this intentional journaling. It's 3 things that I'm teaching in that 3-day course in January. Cognitive reframing, intentional journaling, which is what I call journaling. It's journaling that works. And what's the last thing? I don't even remember the last thing. Oh, shoot. What is the last thing? Let me pull it up. That's terrible, ain't it? And letting go. Big deal. Letting go. But let me tell y'all something. And I mean this sincerely. I mean this sincerely. In 2025, many of you need to set a goal to spend more time examining yourself than acting like everything is right with you. You want to know how I got out of one of the darkest seasons of my life in 2000? I got out of one of the darkest seasons of my life, not by pointing the finger when I could, not by placing blame when I could. I got out of one of the darkest seasons of my life when people quit on me, people walked out on me, people gave up on me, the whole shebang. I got out of one of the darkest seasons of my life by looking in the mirror. And y'all don't like to look at the mirror, in the mirror. And then when somebody puts a mirror in front of your face, you say crazy stuff like, you're a narcissist. Oh my God. Or somebody puts a mirror in your face, you say crazy stuff like, don't gaslight me. Oh my God. Bro, it's so annoying. The comment section is so annoying. Narcissist is the new N word. Y'all wearing it out. And it's so offensive because you don't even know what you're talking about. Oh my God. People hate the mirror. And that's where your breakthrough is. The mirror is where your healing is. So you need to spend more time there in 2025. And you need to surround yourself with people. Oh, yeah, projection is another one. Oh, they love to use the word project. You're projecting on me. I'm not the problem, man. Ain't nothing wrong with me. Your attitude stinks. And you don't need to date. And you've been with 6 people in the last 2 years. And none of them have worked. And they all ended bad. Why don't you take a break? Why don't you take a break? Starts with self-examination. Let me go ahead and hurt y'all feelings. I'm almost there. I'm going to spend the last 25 minutes talking about the last 2. And I need to spend some time here. And I talk about this in the book really good. Y'all need to get this book. This is making sense. Y'all liking the video, sharing the video. Hey, TikTok. I need y'all to tap that video. Y'all know I'm shadow banned on TikTok. I got warned on TikTok. TikTok sent me a warning. I posted it on TikTok. Sent me a warning not to post not to post non-original content. They flagged my 5 things I learned last week video and said that my video was not original content. Who came up with it? TikTok is trash. Oh my God. And I know us Americans don't want them to ban it. I don't care if they do. I love y'all on TikTok. Find me on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. Okay. I love y'all. I just call a thing. So biased. And I'm going to say this out loud because I don't always pull this card. I don't. Undergrad, I went to a PWI. So I know how to function with everybody. I got clients in 40 countries. As diverse as a clientele that you will ever see. From religion to race to you name it. But let me tell you something else TikTok is. TikTok a little racist. But that's a different conversation for a different day. And I got proof. It's wild out here. But let me tell y'all something for real. Get around people in 2025 that's going to also hold a mirror up to you. Can y'all do that? Get around people who will also hold a mirror up to you. Because your greatest gift on your healing journey are friends that hold you accountable. Are y'all writing that down? You writing that down? Your greatest gift on your healing journey, whether you're healing your life, healing your inner child, your greatest gift are the connections that hold you accountable. And I can tell many of you are struggling in your growth because not only are you crazy, but the people you connected to act just like you. Oh my God. I ain't got a big tribe. I don't. People think I do. I don't. I don't have a big circle, and I'm not loud like this in person, except for when I'm on the stage talking, which y'all see in the tour 2025. But other than that, when I'm chilling at dinner, I'm quiet. I'm in the cut in the restaurant by myself or with small people. I don't do a lot. Let me tell you something. The people in my circle, we know how to hold each other accountable. And that's your greatest gift on your healing journey. Whether you're healing your life in general or you're healing that little boy or little girl inside of you. It is your greatest gift. Having people around you that hold you accountable. Number 3. This making sense? Watch this. Here's a third way you can heal your inner child. This is going to be hard for some of you. I'm about to beat up on y'all bad. Yeah, people don't want you to tell the truth. That's why people be mad at me. Like I've never seen so many people attack me that I don't know. Like I hear everything about me. It's this one guy on Facebook. I pinned this comment and just said, "Look, y'all, here he is." I don't know if anybody commented. I ain't had time to go back and look. So I don't see how anybody could listen to get heterosexual advice from a gay guy. Like, what is wrong with y'all? First of all, I'm not gay. I have clients that are, I have friends that are. I'm not. So this is not to make an argument to try to prove my sexuality, but it was just proof that people are just so silly. People don't like the truth. And that very video was talking about how a client, one of my clients, had a dude that was completely wasting her time. And I told her, I don't play favorites. Y'all do. I don't care if it's your mama. I'm going to tell your mama the truth. I don't care. And that's the problem. We're allergic to the truth. And because you're allergic to the truth, you're going to be allergic to growth. And that's why some of y'all ain't growing. Everybody in your circle think like you, act like you, crazy like you, sometimey like you, iffy like you, funny like you, part-time like you, and you wondering why your life is what it is. Birds of a feather. You got to get some people in your circle that hold you accountable. And they ain't afraid to tell you the truth, even if you don't like it. It's crazy. I mean, the internet is just a weird place. It's a weird place. Number 3, third way you can heal him or her. Here we go. Master the art of doing things over and over again. I'm about to lose some of y'all. Oh my God. Master the art of doing things over and over again. You want to heal the inner child? Watch this. You better fall in love with routine. Fall in love with routine. Some of you can't heal the inner child in you because you don't like routine and structure. I know it, but routine matters. When your life is out of order, the best thing you can do is put some structure around it. The best thing you can do is put some structure around. You don't believe it? Hey, y'all, ladies, what's a girdle for? Let me give y'all an analogy. Get your salads ready. Get your salad. Support the show. Let me give y'all an analogy. Hey, ladies, what's a girdle for? A girdle is for when you got body parts that are going that way, this way, that way, that way, this way, that way. When you put on that girdle, it takes your chaos and does this. Watch this. Y'all stay with me. It does this. That's what structure and routine does to your life when your life is out of order. When your life is going that way, this way, that way, put some routine on it and it straightens it up. Now watch this. It holds it in place, but guess what else you got to do? It holds it in place, but you got to consistently hold it in place. Which means you can put on a girdle, ladies, to go to dinner tonight with your dress and wear that girdle for 2 hours. But when you get home and take that dress off and take that girdle off, the stuff you had in place is going to just do this. You know why? Because you ain't had the girdle on long enough. You haven't had the girdle on consistently enough. I'm going to come back to that. But let me tell you something. Your daily routine is going to tell me a whole lot about your ability to be able to heal the inner child in you. And if you ain't got no structure in your life, you're not going to tell me you're living a healed life. I don't know a single person without structure of some type in their life, routine of some type in their life, that's also healed. It don't exist. If you're unstructured, you're automatically not healed. I don't have to know you. I don't have to know you, because when your life gets out of control, going all over the place, if you ain't got no girdle to put on your life, when you walk by, you're going to be hitting everybody. Y'all don't like this visual? Doc, what are some things I can put in my routine? You want some things? There are 5 things I recommend that everybody have in their routine. 5 things. Minimum. In fact, no. Let me give you 4 things. Let me give you 4 things that I recommend you have in your daily routine. The 5th one is optional. It's next level. And when I give you these things, these are things that I've been doing consistently for the last 6-7 years. And the only reason why I say 6-7 years is because I added the 5th thing about 6 years ago. The other things I've been doing easily, consistently 15, 16 years. Number 1, I'm going to give you my 4 things. You can put them in any order you want to. Prayer. Prayer. 2, meditation. Oh, by the way, I may have some atheists on the line. That's fine. I have clients that are atheists. Feel welcome. I've been called to heal the world. I'm not going to turn this into a faith conversation tonight, but you are welcome. Okay? Prayer, meditation, which is quiet time, silent, quiet time with your thoughts and with yourself. 3, exercise. These are things you should be doing every day. 4, some form of journaling. If you're going to take a day off, take Saturday off, take Sunday off, something like that. Have a problem with that? I have a strict structure Monday through Friday, about half day Saturday, and then I do what I want to do half day Saturday, and Sunday I start over Monday. There's nothing wrong with that. But y'all, there was a period of my life, especially around 2000, where I spent 3.5 years and I journaled every single day and didn't miss a day. And I'm going to come back to that in a second. Okay. So prayer, meditation, exercise, journaling. You need those 4 things in your routine. And you need to have a set time that you get up and a set time that you go to bed. I know y'all ain't gonna like that, because some of you have to be at work at 8 and you get up at 7. Not gonna work. I get up every day at 4:08 a.m. I'm going to get off this live, and it's going to be almost 12 o'clock before I lay down, if not later. And I will get up at 4:08, and the first thing that I do, pray. Second thing I do, use the restroom. Third thing I do, put on my workout gear. 4th thing I do, jump on this Peloton and hit the weights. 5th thing I do, sit in that chair, cut all the lights out, meditate. Next thing I do, make the kids lunch. Next thing I do, I have scrap paper now, record some things and some thoughts down to get prepared for my day. Next thing I do, go upstairs and make sure my kids are up. You know what I do after that? It's the 5th thing. I take a cold shower. Oh my God. I take a cold shower. Now, that's easy in the summertime, but when it's 20 degrees outside, if you don't believe in the routine, just Google it. Just Google what cold water does to your body and your nervous system. Just Google it. So when I go to like spas and they put you in these little sauna things where you're in hot water and then you go over to cold water and then you go into the ice. The last one I was in Punta Cana, I believe. Was I? Or Antigua? No, I was in Antigua. And when I was in Antigua, they had this big old like water room, and they had like a piping hot water spot, and they were all kind of connected but divided. Piping hot water, and then you got out of that, they had this warm water, then they had like this other just kind of meter, and then they had this ice water in the back. And the lady was like, you got to go from each one to each one and only spend about 4 minutes in each one. I said, when do I get in the cold one? She said, you can choose the order. I said, well, I'm gonna get in the hot one first, and then I'm gonna jump on in that cold one. Y'all, I stayed in the cold one for 15 minutes. I stayed in the cold one for 15 minutes. The lady left the room, came out and said, Dr. Zeb, you're still in the cold water? I said, yes, ma'am. I sat there with my eyes closed and was just enjoying it. My body's used to it. Doc, how you have all this energy? You ran right in from practice. You had all these calls today. You got this tour stuff you going. You got this going. You got this. Where's all your energy at this time of night? That's where it is. I'm a machine. Some people gonna hear that and say, he's so arrogant. Then go find a circle that works for you. I'm a machine, and I'm dedicated to my structure and routine. And the only way you're gonna have it is if you got these big 4 words that I'm gonna give you right now. It's in the book. Discipline, commitment, consistency, repetition. I'm about to really make some of y'all mad real quick. Discipline, yeah, levels, big time. Discipline, commitment, consistency, repetition. Discipline, commitment, consistency, repetition. I see a question. Doc, can I take a regular shower and then 5 minutes of cold water at the end? Sure, that'll work. You just want the cold water. It doesn't have to be all cold the whole entire time. Now, I do that. I don't do it every time, but I do it a lot because hot water obviously cleans you better. I want to be clean. I'd have been sweating. But especially during the summer, I could definitely just do cold showers and do multiple showers a day. Discipline, commitment, consistency, repetition. Those are your power words right there. So if you want to master the art of doing things over and over again, master those words. Because show me somebody who struggles with discipline, I'll show you somebody who's struggling with healing. Show me somebody who struggles with commitment, I'll show you somebody that struggles with healing. Show me somebody that struggles with consistency, I'll show you somebody who struggles with healing. Show me somebody who struggles with doing stuff over and over again, I'll show you somebody that ain't healed. This is why all y'all people that screaming doing the work, a lot of y'all ain't doing no work. Oh my God. Clients come to me, yeah, Doc, I'm so glad to be on your calendar. I've been doing the work and I've been really working on myself. And so they think I ain't gonna ask. I'd be like, really? What work you been doing? Well, I listen to YouTube videos sometimes, and I saw my therapist about a year ago. And, I try to, go for walks every now and then. That ain't doing no work. Y'all not doing no work. Y'all playing. The truth is, people hate doing the same things over and over again. And that's why people struggle to heal the inner child. That's why people struggle to be healed in general. You don't like doing the same stuff over and over again. Some of y'all can't eat leftovers. Some of y'all can't go to the gym 3 days straight. Some of y'all are easily bored. If you easily bored, it's going to be hard for you to be healed. Healing work is boring work. I want you to put that in the comments. Healing work is boring work. You know why it's boring? Because you got to do the same stuff over and over again until you can generate new thoughts that generate better emotions, that generate better behaviors. And many of y'all ain't healed, not because you don't want to be. You're not healed because all you hate doing is the same thing. Doc, I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored, Doc. I'm bored. Can we do something else? I'm bored. No, Do the same thing you're doing over and over again. I'm going to talk about this on the tour because there's a story that I need to share because many people be like, Doc, where you get all these analogies from? And you're going to be shocked. If you come out on a tour, I'm going to share that. You're going to be shocked at where that came from. But I'm going to give you a hint. It came from something that I have been doing every morning for the last at least 22 years. Some of y'all can't do something for 22 days. And you're talking about something you want to be healed. You can't do stuff for 22 minutes. And I really believe, because this is totally a gift from God in so many ways, that one of the greatest gifts he gave me was the result of my willingness to do stuff over and over and over and over again. And this is why this generation struggles with things like faithfulness. Of course you can't be faithful. You don't even like eating leftovers. Of course you can't be faithful. You go to the gym for 30 days, get one line in your stomach, and think a six-pack is coming. What you do? You stop. Oh, there go my line. Uh-oh, six-pack, new year, new me, and you go right on. That's why this generation can't be faithful. How are you going to expect a person to be committed to you and they ain't even committed to themselves? Oh my God. Doc, why the dating pool look like trash? Because people ain't even committed to themselves. How are they going to be committed to you? People can't be committed enough to themselves to change their own behaviors and own lives. How the heck they going to be committed to you? That's why this generation can't be faithful. That's why this generation can't be committed. That's why this generation is afraid of commitment, because they're afraid of hard work. They're afraid of discipline, commitment, consistency, repetition. If you come to me broken and you're trying to get over a breakup or a relationship or a divorce, or you got some other challenges going on with your life, and I give you something to do, you are to do it, even when you're tired, because you have to develop new thoughts that can develop new behaviors, that can develop new habits. And it is not easy, because if it was, everybody would be healed, wouldn't they? People think healing work has become the sexy term. I'm here. I'm in my healing journey. Please, you ain't doing nothing but sitting outside plucking daisies and coloring in a coloring book. That ain't no journey. That's not no journey. You got to do the hard work, and you got to do it over and over and over and over and over again. Everybody making healing work so sexy now. Let me tell you something. I don't know about y'all's healing journey. My healing journey looked like Pookie on New Jack City. Rolling on the bed, throwing up, spitting, crying, hurting, confused, upset. Healing journey ain't no pretty journey. And guess what? You got to be willing to do it over and over and over again. Yeah, it's hard. If it was easy, everybody would be healed. Healing work is ugly work. Healing work is nasty work. My favorite phrase. Healing work is nasty work. It's ugly work. Like, it's all of that. And y'all walking around like it's just so easy. It's not. Healing is messy work. I like that word, Kelly Whitfield. It's messy work. It's uncomfortable work. It's frustrating work. I had a great client of mine, one of my favorite clients, beautiful woman. She's doing well. She's going through a divorce. And, I just really had to encourage her. Sweetheart, there are thousands and millions of people that have gone through what you're going through. There are going to be days you feel great. There are going to be days where you feel a mess, but go through it and keep doing it. Rinse, wash, repeat, and don't stop until you come out of it. And that requires discipline. And don't tell me you ain't got discipline to do the work, but you got discipline for all the other stuff. I told a group of believers Sunday at a church on a panel. I know some people in that crowd didn't like what I said. But for all you believers, all of you that practice any faith, whether you're a Christian or whatever you are, don't you tell me you got the discipline to stop smoking, stop drinking, or whatever you don't believe in, but you ain't got the discipline to pray every day. You ain't got the discipline to meditate. You ain't got the discipline to journal. You ain't got the discipline to go do some sit-ups. You don't have the discipline to leave the food alone when you already medicated with high blood pressure. I think that is one of the most hypocritical things I've ever heard. That the same God or whatever you serve that gives you the discipline to give up things, don't give you the discipline to do the stuff you also need to do. Oh my God. That's because we have selective discipline. We have selective discipline. We know how to be disciplined about the things that we think benefit us. Selective discipline is no discipline at all. Jennifer said, this has been, I try to tell him, Jennifer, that's why I'm telling y'all to support the show. Look at the comments. The most enlightening hour she's had in decades. It don't take long. My clients get results fast. I come out the gate swinging. So don't tell me that you got all this discipline to be a believer or whatever else you is, but you can't give up the stuff that you need to give up to become the person you need to be. Stop. You ain't got no discipline. You selective. Here's the fourth and final way you can heal the inner child. I want to spend the rest of my time on this. Y'all need 15 minutes. We're going to run a little bit over. Is that all right? Y'all stick with me. Numbers are still looking good. We're still over 700, almost at 750. Yes, and I do need to get sleep. Let me say this thing about the sleep thing. I will admit that. If there is a weakness, Doc does not get a lot of sleep. He doesn't. I know that's not healthy. I don't have time to nap during the day. But I have made intentional steps. I started about 3 months ago to get in the bed earlier. So I try to get in the bed early enough to at least get 6 to 7 hours of sleep. I got to do better than that. I know. And I've got steps in 2025 to even do that as well. In an even better way. So I can be honest and own that. But I really believe that I show up fresh for my clients and for my kids, for the people connected to me, because of the things that I do in my daily routine. It really restores my energy. It does. It totally restores my energy. And I try to have discipline in all things, not just in the stuff that I like. Selective discipline don't count. It doesn't. And people struggle with that, but I don't care. You got selective discipline, you ain't got no discipline at all. Here's the fourth way you can heal the inner child. This is going to be good. If you want to heal the inner child, you can examine the kind of adult or parent you are. Oh my God. Yeah, Coach Sean, shout out to you. I get it, man. Like when you work all the time, my sleep is just terrible. Like I know it's not healthy. So I really believe I'm restored by my daily routine and by this gentleman upstairs. No doubt about it. The big man, he restores me daily. I believe in that. That's why faith is necessary. Believe in stuff that you don't understand. Number 4, examine the kind of adult or parent you are. You want to heal the inner child? Why don't you do an honest assessment of who you are, where you are, and what you're doing? If you're a parent, ask yourself, what kind of parent are you? Do you live your life with your thoughts in charge or your emotions in charge? Kids lead in emotions. Healthy adults live with thoughts, lead with thoughts. You want to heal your inner child? Ask yourself, am I leading more with my thoughts or with my feelings? If you lead more with your feelings, you're acting like the kids that you are responsible for. Anybody that leads with their emotions can't be trusted. Let me just say this slow, because I'm about to say something that's going to piss everybody off. Anybody that leads with their emotions can't be trusted. I don't care who you are. Anybody that leads with your emotions cannot be trusted. Y'all see that video today I did about one of my clients, my set of clients where the woman cheated? If she would have led with her thoughts, she would have thought about the repercussions of cheating before she cheated, even though if there's such a thing as having a right, though I don't think it is, if there's such a thing as having a right to cheat, maybe she did because her husband, who's also my client, was not treating her well. He admitted it. They're doing much better now, by the way. Kudos to them. But the point that I made very clear to her and him that I didn't have time to make clear on the video is that you are leading in your emotions and you can't be trusted. And I want to say this out loud. This is going to hurt some of y'all. If you're not healed and you lead in your emotions, let me say this to you. I told the subscribers this on Monday. Monday's live was fire. If you lead with your emotions, you'll cheat too. Oh my God. Anybody that leads with their emotions is a candidate for cheating. I'm just waiting on the comments. I want to see who's going to challenge this. Anybody that leads with their emotions will absolutely cheat. They are a candidate for cheating. I know. Just let it sit. Just let it sit. Just let it sit. Because some of y'all going to be emotional and respond. Not me, Doc. Not me. I'm a Christian. That lady's a Christian too. When you lead with your emotions, you'll throw your religion out the window. You know why? Because your feelings will lead you. And when your feelings lead you, your feelings will fool you and make a fool out of you. Anybody that leads with your emotions will absolutely be a candidate for cheating. Come on, who gonna debate me? And if you lead with your emotions, you can't be trusted. And I like that. Will said this defeats the question of how do I know if they'll cheat? It's a simple one. If you're getting to know somebody and all they do is lead with their emotions, they'll cheat too. It doesn't mean they will cheat, but it doesn't mean that it's out of the possibility, because it's not. And this is why self-control, that's right, Mona, self-control is the most powerful trait you can have, man or woman, but especially for a man who is supposed to be driven by his logic and thoughts anyway. Women, men are from Mars, women are from Venus, yada, yada, yada. Women, listen to me. You are naturally emotional. That's okay. But when you know this, you have to make the intentional effort to put your thoughts in the front seat so that when you use your emotions, you use them in a sound way. And this is what makes a man attractive that has self-control. When he got self-control, he's not going to be all over the grid. He's not going to make emotional decisions. I know many of you are trying to digest that. This dude just said, accused me, I never cheated a day in my life. Okay, great. Congratulations. But I'm going to tell you straight up, if you lead with your emotions, you'll cheat. You are a candidate for cheating. Because cheating, a lot of times, like in the case of my client today, is an emotional decision. When your emotions get the best of you and your thoughts are sitting in the back seat, your emotions are going to drive the car. So get out your emotions. If you want your relationship to be better, stop leading with your emotions. Yes, have emotions. We don't want you women to be emotionless. And fellas, we don't need you to be emotionless either. You can have emotions, But when all your decisions are emotional, good luck. Find the lie, shut up. And that's exactly right. The lady from the story, my client, had never cheated. She stayed in that relationship 13 years faithful. But finally, her thoughts were overwhelmed by her emotions. And when that happened, things went left. That's right, K-Tone. I like that on TikTok. Appreciate that, brother. Have the emotions, but don't let them have you. And it's crazy out here. And this is why a lot of you women can't find strong men. And when I say strong, I don't mean muscles. There's a lot of idiots out here that think they're a strong man because they got muscles. It's just dumb. You're a strong man because you got control. You're a strong man because you're a horse and not a bull. A bull destroys everybody. A horse has enough self-control to let a little kid get on its back and realize that with one buck, they could kill the kid, but they have the self-control not to do so. Oh my God. And this is why a lot of you women can't find good men because they have no self-control. None whatsoever. Nothing more ask these women. I'm not making this up. Ladies, am I lying? Nothing more attractive than a man who can control his emotions. And it doesn't mean he's emotionless, but he has the self-control to keep himself under control. Yes, you can have emotions, guys. Look, y'all, don't take this and make it extreme. Emotions are what make you human. Emotions are what make you touchable. But when a person has self-control, they understand that emotions work best when they are used appropriately. It's not about not having it, right? I don't want you guys to take that wrong. I want to make sure I'm clear here. I don't want you to take this as you can't have emotions, but you need to understand that they have to be under control. And when you do that, you can pay attention to things clearly about what kind of parent you are, what kind of adult you are. And I'm going to say this, and this is the last one I'm going to give y'all. And then I got a major announcement. Major, it's big. Look, y'all, normally the parent who raised you is the you become as an adult. Normally the parent or parents, if you've been blessed to be raised by both, the parent or parents who raised you is the you become as an adult. Now watch this. This is for good or bad. Some of y'all are trying to heal your inner child, but you're not being honest about the parent that wounded you in the first place. Oh my God. I know, because when we talk about your mom and daddy, y'all struggle. Y'all struggle to admit that your mom and daddy could have done better. If you got a good set of parents, I have great parents. I don't have to ask them to admit nothing. They'd be fast and say, listen, guys, we did the best we could. We could have done way better. And listen, in my opinion, I had the world's greatest parents. You know them. You know what I'm talking about. My mom and daddy are golden. 47 years married. But even good parents have the self-awareness to say, I could be better. If you follow me on my story, people comment a lot about how I parent and raise my kids. I think I'm a decent parent. I really do. I think I do parenting really well. I've been told that by their mother. I've been told that by people that meet me. I love being a great parent. But even being a great parent, you got to have the self-awareness to realize that you can do some stuff better. But let me tell you something. Normally the parent that raised you, for good or bad, that's the you become as an adult. And many of you despise folks that you just like. That's why you can't heal. You cannot heal what you despise. You can't heal what you despise, and you can't heal what you ignore. I need y'all to write that down. You can't heal what you despise and what you ignore. And some of y'all, either you despise your parents and you act just like them, or you ignore the impact that how they raised you had on you. Either way, you can't heal none of that. So for all of you that despise your parents because they did a poor job of raising you, I'm not saying you don't have a right to feel that way. And certainly my heart goes out to you because I understand the importance of good parenting. But let me tell you something. For those of you that's despising your folks because of how they raise you, you might want to pause and take a step back and pay attention to how they act. Because if you ain't careful and we ain't paying attention and we ain't honest, as an adult, you will become the thing that wounded you in the first place. Oh my God. Some of you mad at your parents, but they ain't paid enough attention to realize that you act just like them. I quit. It's time to go. I got announcements to make. I'm going to say that again. Some of you despise your parents and can't stand your parents and mad at your parents, but you don't even have the awareness to realize that you act just like them. And you know why that's the default setting? Because it is the child in you that is comfortable with that adult version of you. I want to say this slow. If your inner child is wounded when you're a child by an adult and you act like the adult that has wounded you, you will become comfortable acting like somebody who wounded you because the little child in you is used to that version of you. This is so mind-blowing. Some people can't change because they don't even realize that the adult version of them is what is most comfortable to the child in them. Oh my goodness. Are y'all listening to me? Y'all not listening to what I said. That's incredibly good. Some people can't change as adults because the child in them is really comfortable with the adult version of who they are. Even when that's dysfunction. Oh my God. Are y'all? This is why it pays to be secure. When challenges come, and if you're a parent, especially I'm talking to you, the greatest gift you can give your kids is a gift of security. To raise them to be secure children. Yeah, they're going to have challenges, but teach them how to manage them. So then when they become adults, they can see the difference between what is trauma and what's a choice. And some people ain't healing as adults because their behavior as an adult is exactly what the child in them is used to, which means you acting just like your mama and daddy. Oh man, that's crazy good. Are you acting just like your mom and daddy? You're acting just like them. And you're talking about something. I need to heal the inner child. Why don't you be honest with the big adult? Because if you're honest with the big adult, then you realize why the little child ain't getting no attention. Because the little child is comfortable in your dysfunction. Because when you were a little child, you were around dysfunction. So you're acting like your parent, and your child is used to that. Which is why people like avoidance function better in say things like chaos. Because when they're used to chaos as a child, which is where their attachment wound is formed, when they're in relationships that are chaotic, it feels normal. The same philosophy applies to your inner child. That you can't address an inner child in you until you address the adult in you. And that addressing the adult in you means recognizing and being honest about the kind of adult you are and where that came from. Oh boy. Some of y'all are mad at your parents and don't even realize that you're mad at yourself. It's wild. It's wild. It's wild. And you better correct it, especially if you got kids, or you will repeat the cycle through them. Y'all, I gotta go. I'm way over. Listen, big announcement. This help anybody, by the way? If it did, I want you to type church in the comments with as many R's and a bunch of salads. Y'all better be supporting this because I'm gonna check. I'm gonna take this one down. If y'all ain't supported this show, I'm taking it down. This making any sense tonight? Type church in the comments with a bunch of salads. Does this make sense? You probably never heard inner child work explained like this. It doesn't have to be complicated, y'all. This is not complicated. But I'm telling you now, let's take some self-assessment, y'all, as adults. You want to fix the inner child? Let's be honest as adults first. Instead of despising your folks. And I'm not saying, oh, let me be clear here. Hold on. Wait. Let me be clear here. I'm not saying that some of you don't have a right to maybe despise your parents because they were bad parents. Bad parenting is real. Bad parenting is an epidemic. It's at an all-time high. Let me be clear here. I'm not excusing your parents' behaviors. Let me just hold on for a second. I'm not excusing your parents' behaviors, but let me also be clear that if you ain't careful and honest about your behavior, you'll turn around and act just like them. And if you don't do it now, you'll do it 5 years from now. You'll do it when you become 60, 70, 80. That's all I'm saying. Okay? That's all I'm saying. So let's be honest about it all the way around. Y'all, announcement. This is big. I'll be releasing some information really soon. The 10-city tour, 10 cities, 10 months, is going to launch February the 8th in Atlanta, Georgia. February the 8th. Atlanta, Georgia is the first stop. And tickets should start going on sale hopefully in the next week or two. It is limited capacity. It is not a big space. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. Doc, believe it or not, is not arrogant. He's very confident, but he's not arrogant. If I have a place in Atlanta, the capacity is 100 people. That's it. It's 100 people. Doc, that's it? All you going? Yeah. If I get 50 people to come out at this point, if I get 50 people to come out, I would be honored. I don't take people's support for granted, and I don't make assumptions. I don't. I want to be effective in real life, not just on social media. Okay. So ticket information will be up in the next week or two. It's 100 people. That's it. Yes, I will be there in person. Yes, I want to meet you. I can't wait. It's going to be great. And yeah, I just don't know. Let me say this too. Every elementary school, I don't know, please, how can we support this for our young? I'm trying to get in elementary schools. If you are a principal or an administrator at a school and would like for me to come and teach your kids reframing, email me, info@zebthethird.com. Moderators, please put my email address in the chat, info@zebthethird.com. If you are a principal at a middle school, elementary school in America, outside of the country, I'll come there too. Email me. I would be happy to come and talk to those kids and teach them reframing. Because that's the wave of the future. If we get them to understand it, you're going to change a lot of generations. Y'all, yeah, it is sad. If you're dating a man, bring him. I'm serious. Bring him if you're dating a man. Because women get this work. Men don't do this work. A lot of men think, I'm a simp. This is just wild. Like, oh boy, I won't be in a t-shirt when y'all meet me. It's just so wild. But bring your dads and your brothers and your guy friend, bring them. Admin here right outside of Atlanta. I'm serious, Cheryl. Shoot me an email. I would love to. I would love, Nell, to get this in the schools. I want to teach reframing to our kids. That's the future of my work. I've already said it publicly in case somebody try to steal this. February the 8th. February the 8th in Atlanta. It's only 100 tickets. February the 8th is Atlanta. March is up in the air. I should have clarity on that. It will either be Miami or Houston in March. It will either be Miami or Houston in March. And that date is going to be March the 8th. So it will either be Miami or it will be Houston. And April the 12th is 95% firm, Los Angeles, California. April the 12th, Los Angeles, California. That capacity will be 400. I've been asked to come to a renowned theater in LA. And I'm like, Lord, how am I going to get 400 people in here? Oh, boy, y'all really set me up to fail. Y'all just are. So, yeah. New York City's on the list. Chicago's on the list. Charlotte's on the list. Dallas on the list. DC's on the list. Yeah. So I'm doing this in phases, y'all. The first year is just small. I'm putting it out there. I just need y'all to come, please. The venues, with some exceptions, like I know LA is a big venue. I think New York is going to be a decent sized venue, and DC as well. I just need y'all to support, please, or just share this with somebody and just pray for me. Can y'all do that? Because again, if 50 people come at this point, I would be pleased. I'm not. Okay. 800 watching Chicago. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, it should be, but watchers don't always convert to people in person. Chicago is on the list. Right now, Chicago is tentatively set for July, but we'll see. That could shift around a lot. Let me also say this too. When I post a flyer, if you're interested in sponsoring the tour, maybe as an individual or as an organization, I have a lot of individuals and families that have reached out to me and said, Doc, how can I make donations to your work? If you're interested in sponsoring the tour, you can also send me an email at info@zebthethird.com and ask for the sponsorship information. I'll send you that packet. And I'll have all of that information in the post. I don't know when I'm going to post it. I may post it tomorrow. I may not post it until Monday or Tuesday of next week. But just take a look at that. And I would love to have sponsors there. Will I still do lives while on the tour? No, the tour will not be live. It won't. That will only be in person, and it'll only be on Saturdays. Yeah, if you want to be a sponsor for the tour, or a company wants to be a sponsor for the tour, please reach out. This is purely organic. I don't have any big underwriters behind me. I don't have any big corporate sponsors. This is purely Chitlin Circuit. It is. So don't y'all come in there being bougie. This is purely Chitlin Circuit. But y'all, I built my platform from the bottom. I'm not afraid to build. So it ain't, it's going to be effective. It's going to be 90 minutes of me giving it to you. And some Q&A for sure. But it's Chitlin Circuit. I just need your support, and I hope you will. And if you want to throw some financial resources behind this, it will allow me to put people and things in place to make sure that it goes really, really, really well. Okay. Yes. Vendors may very well be a possibility. I'll have some clarity on that, Naomi, by next week. For some of the cities, not all of them, but for some of the cities, vendors might be a possibility as well. So y'all, it's a lot. It's a lot to undertake. And I'm going to need volunteers per city as well. So all of this information will be in the email. If you're interested in volunteering for a particular city, I'm working to have some people in place to help even coordinate that for me, so that I'll have volunteers in each city to help to execute it, and we'll go from there. Do I have to have your book to attend? No, you don't have to have the book to attend. I'll have books there available. Yes, New Orleans is on the list, Mike. I will be in New Orleans one of those months as well. I think it's more towards the end of the year, but I will be there. Okay. All right. That's all I got. I still have a handful of books left, I think, for the pre-orders. Once they're gone, I'll be shocked if they make it through this week. Then the next wave of them and continuing forward will start in January. Don't forget to get your seat for New Year Healed Me. That's January the 8th, 9th, and the 10th. New Year Healed Me. I'm going to be teaching cognitive reframing. I'm going to be teaching intentional journaling, and I'm going to be teaching how to let go. And it's really going to set the tone and help you set the tone for your 2025. So definitely make sure you take a look at that as well and grab one of those seats. All right. Get the course. You're going to be grateful you did. 3 60-minute sessions that are going to change your life and set you up for the year. Yes, I'll be available to sign books for that tour. I'm going to try to figure out how to do that because I do want to just talk to people and engage people after that tour is over. Not going to speak and then run out the back door. I don't even get down like that. But I do want to be able to engage people and sign books if you want. I'll have books available, may even have beanies and other products available as well. But I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, that's going to be fun. All right. Love y'all. It's late. I got to go. I'm exhausted. It's been a long day. Yes, I see some volunteers from New Orleans. I already have people reaching out about sponsoring New Orleans. New Orleans always shows me a lot of love. Every time I go, people stop. They show me so much love in New Orleans. They buy me food. It's just so, y'all just so hospitable. I love New Orleans. I really do. And I already have people reaching out about sponsoring New Orleans that are putting together some things. And so I love you guys. I appreciate you. Have a tremendous evening. Thank you for your support. Greetings from Ghana. I will also hopefully tentatively be in South Africa next year, doing a conference in South Africa for those of you that might be in South Africa or near South Africa, working on some things, hopefully to finalize that. So it's a lot going on. Shout out to the individual. She knows who she is, who's running a great organization there. And we're trying to work through that. And so a lot of big things moving. And then the cruise will be coming up in 2026. And I'll have some information out about that if you want to go ahead and start making your deposit for 2026, the cruise. And that's going to be an even smaller number, intimate number where we'll be able to relax, but also have some small sessions, talk about the healing journey. Hopefully you bring your spouse, significant other on that. That will be great, especially for couples. But if you don't have somebody, come by yourself. And that will be great too. All right. Y'all support the show. The ways to support are on the screen. I appreciate all of you. Have a good night. And I'll see you all next week. Peace and blessings. Love you.